Before the arenas, before the awards.
This is b4Nashville Live. Have a question for our guest? Send it to us via Messenger.
Here's your host, George Davis.
And welcome back to Before Nashville, where we introduce the country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today. Tonight, a gentleman who calls his music hippie redneck gospel love. And kind of a different setup tonight because generally the artists are in their home, but he's actually out on location.
Yeah.
It's Dew Pendleton, everybody.
Hey, you guys.
So you're in Sandestin, Florida.
Yeah, Sandestin, Miramar Beach. We're out here in Baytown Wharf.
Wow.
That's the club I'm playing right over there. I just took a short break to jump on here with you guys, and I'm so glad we finally got together. We tried last week, and the Wi-Fi and the weather was just not cooperating.
Yeah, it's some stupid hurricanes, man. They need to move those somewhere else.
Well, here in Florida, we're used to hurricanes, and I'm not. If it's over a Category 3 and it's hitting us directly or on the east side, we leave. But I'm not scared of a hurricane.
Right. It just played havoc with electronics, which it usually does.
It really does.
So let's just get in to find out a little bit about you, and then I want to talk about your gig a little bit. I think it's pretty cool. I'm kind of jealous.
Well, come on down, bud.
We'll hop a plane, man. We'll be right there. So tell me a little bit about Dew growing up. I mean, what where'd the music come from? That kind of thing. That's always where I like to start.
Well, I live in my granny's house now, raising my 5 kids and my wife, and out on the old farm. And I grew up there on top of the North Hill at my mom's, and I'd walk through the field to my granny's at the bottom of the other field. Mm-hmm. Music was really a way to escape and a way to be more than what you had. And a long line of great uncles and aunts and porch picking and sitting around the old radio listening to the opera are the stories my grandmother would tell me. So my mom got married at 17, and she purposefully reminds me that I was born 10 months later. And but my grandmother, so I was her first baby, and my grandmother left me her house. And so some of the first songs, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. Right. Thank God. One of the first songs besides Amazing Grace that I learned was He Stopped Loving Her Today, and put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Old-timey, good old country songs and a lot of gospel songs. There's a church on our property where my dad's father was the pastor and preacher, and then my mom's dad was the preacher, and then my uncle was the preacher. And so, and my cousin is pastors now, and I love gospel music, but gospel and country, we weren't allowed to listen to anything but gospel and country. So when you get off the bus at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon, you had about 2 hours every day to water and feed the whole farm. Mm-hmm. And before mom and dad would get home from work, my stepdad, and so we'd get on top of the barn and we just sing across the 14 acres at the top of our lungs, and me and my brothers, and we started throwing giant parties at the barn. We had over 400 people show up for a music video.
Wow.
And so music is always. The other day, my cousin was down here in Destin. She goes, "You've just done it your whole life. It's just been your whole life." And besides my kids and, anything else I've done, music really is just my whole life. It's like,
wow. So
I always sang and played. Yeah.
How many siblings do you have? Because you're talking about brothers, plural. So how many?
I've got two brothers, okay. And then later in life, we had my stepmom gave me 2 stepsisters. So
okay,
and they're sweet too. But
I've
got 2 brothers and 2 stepsisters. I've got 5 kids, and so and then my cousins literally moved in the last month to help a farmhand, and then my cousin Angie, his mom, she's helping with the children. So we've got. I love family. I love being around all my family.
Right.
We love music. We love barbecues. We love the creek. We love the beach. We love growing food and simple stuff. But I do love to travel. Before COVID, I was in Pittsburgh every month. I was in Vegas. I was going to play all over. And now that everything's opening up a little bit more, I've been able to go back to Nashville, and I'm working on another album. So
Oh, good.
music's been my life, man.
Man, that's awesome. I've been listening to a lot of the music and a lot of the stuff you've had going on. And of course, now this may be a little known fact, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into it this time. We were going to try to put it off last time, but I don't want something to happen and we don't get this out. You actually had the number one independent country song for 6 weeks in a row in the country.
Yeah, I think that was just amazing. I didn't know that was going to happen, and every week they were like, "Oh, you're still number one out of anyone that's not signed."
Right.
And I think that's incredible because over the years I've been in the meetings, I've been to Music Row, I've actually had a record deal with some this giant company in Europe, and it ended up costing me a lot of money, but I've learned a lot along the way. So I think 6 weeks at number one was really special for me and my family and all my fans. Really, it was kind of one of those things that I didn't see coming, but I wanted to happen. So I was so thankful. I was proud. I was humble. I was grateful. It was a mix of everything, really.
Do you think it means more being an independent, unsigned artist than it would have if you'd have been with, say, one of the big labels in Nashville, other than, financially or something like that, but just to you as a musician?
It meant the world, really. It meant that I didn't have to worry about, I just wanted to put this music out. I wrote it. It came from my heart. On this album that's out right now, Might As Well Be Me, only one other song is written by someone else, my producer friend, Tyson Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he co-wrote a couple things, but it meant so much that I wrote a song that so many people in the country and on radio just naturally took to and was so grateful. But I do have to give a lot of props to grassroots in Nashville. I've got a great team there, and they work hard on getting my stuff out. So I will take a lot of pride in that song and gratefulness and just kind of just shock. But I will give so much credit to grassroots and all those hardworking guys and girls up there that really shared my music, and a lot of fans. So a lot of the motion and a lot of the feedback I get is because people, just normal people that hear me somewhere, they share the crap out of it. I mean, they just share it and they push it, and so I can't be more grateful than that. My team, and then just normal fans and friends.
Yeah, grassroots. I mean, I know Nancy and Renee and
Teresa,
Teresa and RJ and Heather and all. I mean, I know all those folks. And
they're great.
Great bunch. They're a really great bunch. I don't know which ones you worked with most.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
There you go.
When we first started working together, I was getting emails from everybody, and I was like, because they're all doing something different. So I really appreciate all of them. They're still working hard for me. I think next year I got a whole new album I'm almost done with in Nashville. Chris Condon, he's the band leader and guitar player for Billy Ray Cyrus, and he's my friend, and he plays shows with me when he can. And we're working on a really special kind of country album that I just didn't care about fitting anywhere, but it's definitely more country than this last album was more soul country. But I'm excited about next year, and I think I got a great team around me, and we made a splash with this song, and I think that it's just going to keep going, as long as everything, will fall into place like it has been. I just try not to worry about it too much. I just keep playing and keep working and keep writing.
Absolutely. I mean, and the first song was actually the title track, Might As Well Be Me. That was the single we were talking about earlier. So if somebody wants to go hear it, they can go check it out on all the streams.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere you can find it. And it's, when I heard the song, I was like, man. And then I kept listening to it and I kept seeing it, number one. And I'm like, holy cow. And I know grassroots is a hardworking bunch of people.
They are.
Wrong. But the music's, they don't work anything they don't believe in. And this song was just.
Thank you, brother.
I
got to give props to Justin Ray Miller, the producer at 5 Points in Nashville. And He opened up another studio in Huntsville recently. He he's so meticulous and went with me through everything a lot, and Tyson did as well. But uh, I wrote this song. I had an idea for this song, but I wrote this song on the way to a gig all at once. Me and the wife had been kind of having a heated couple 3 days. It was when we first got married,
Right.
and we had a bunch of musicians down from Nashville staying in our house. They played our wedding for free, and then they were playing all these gigs, and so we didn't have a honeymoon. We just threw a giant party with like 100 people at the barn, and
Uh,
had bonfires and played music. And um, I guess at first, it, we just didn't have a lot of time together that first week we were married, and so when we finally made up and everything was great, it all poured out of me, and every line of that is from like something that's happened. Like the second verse is like, want to come home to you each night, baby. I try. My friend Jordan had came down, and we were playing gigs like 5 nights in a row, having to drive an hour back home or an hour and a half. And for like 3 or 4 nights, I was the DD, and all my friends drank and had a great time. And then the fifth or sixth night, it was finally like my turn to drink, and they were supposed to drive. Well, they let me get drunk, and then they started getting drunk. We had to sleep in the car behind the club.
oh
And my
no.
wife was mad. And so when I got home, when we finally made up, I was like, baby, I try.
Yeah.
So it really is a really honest song.
That's awesome. And that's what it is. Music to me is transparent of the writer and the artist, and it carries over into the life of everybody that hears it. That's
Yeah.
how you get a number one song. It's got to connect to
Thank you.
people.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm grateful it did. I wasn't trying to write a song. It just poured out of me. So
Right.
I can say that truthfully, that it just happened. And we were just around so many people that were, you know, going through so many different things. The musician friends, my family, the new marriage. We've been married almost 6 years now,
Wow.
and we've got 5 kids. She made the first two without me, but we've had a lot of life since that song was written, and it's crazy that it keeps on going. And
Yeah.
I don't want it to stop. I want to play the Opry. I want to play the big stadiums. I mean, I'm not giving up. What else am I doing? This is what I do.
Right.
This is who I am. So,
Right. Well, and since you mentioned the big stadiums, this is a question that I like to pose to people. But if you could go on tour with one person, like a big stadium tour, who would that person be?
well, I I don't know. I think God, I love Luke Bryan's tour. Like I just Dylan Scott and all the people that's opening for him this past season. I just
Right.
watched a lot of videos and I thought how incredible. I think like Kenny Chesney and Miranda Lambert's tour they did a while back.
Mhm.
I loved that tour. I was like, man, I would open for them for nothing.
Yeah.
I would have went on that tour in a heartbeat. Anybody fun, anybody creative, anybody that is doing it because they love it.
Right.
I mean, I have so many favorite artists in the in all genres, mostly country though. I was raised country. We used to videotape the CMAs, okay, and I'd watch them all year long.
Yeah.
And I love Garth Brooks. I love Travis Tritt. I don't know anybody that have me. Somebody, I'll open for you. Let's go. I don't know any stadium I can get into. I don't care.
So if you were to continue with this number one streak and then you wind up hitting the big stage, who would you ask to go along with you?
Well, there's a bunch of great artists in the southeast that I follow and love,
Mhm.
and man, I don't know. That would be something to really think about if I hopefully get in that position one day. And you never know who's going to come out tomorrow with a song that just slaps you in the face.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
That's and that's always a question that a lot of artists, the first thing they say is, and I applaud you, one for being honest about it. But a lot of times they'll go, I don't want to offend anybody, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, Jason watches once in a while, but
Well, I love Jason
much is that?
Aldean like crazy. So listen, he has a house right down the road from here, and
Uh-huh.
so does like a bunch of guys really in country music.
Right.
Chris Jansen's down the
Yeah.
road over here,
Yeah.
and I would go on tour with any of those guys. Jake Owens. I mean, I love all of them. I think what they're doing is really fun. I appreciate, where they're coming from. If I could go on tour with Jason Aldean, that'd be next level. That would. That
Yeah, it
would.
would. That'd be awesome. Chris Jansen is actually from just up the road from me. I'm not in Florida, by the way, but originally he was just up the road from me when he was younger. He got his career started about 45 minutes from where I'm at. So that's pretty cool. And I've always
I
liked.
love Brian Kelly too from Florida Georgia Line.
Oh yeah.
He filmed his video here at the marina for boat names. And
Okay.
just a couple weeks ago, I was playing over at Shunk Gully. Actually, I guess it's been about a month and a half. Dina Carter was there. And so I sung Strawberry Wine, and everyone freaked out when they realized that she was in the back. And then, like the next week I played there, Brian Kelly just was randomly walking by with his wife, chilling.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I have a lot of love for, well, I guess a lot of them, really.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're all just doing this thing, where we take people away from the moment that they're living in and put them in another moment, and we tell stories, and you share a little bit of your soul in each word. And I think it's kind of a just amazing place to be in, to be able to do that. So any
Yeah.
of those artists that have a stadium tour, I don't care.
You're throwing your hat in the ring now, right?
Let's do it.
And look me up. Give me a call.
Do it. I got to play a show for 1,700 people the other day, or last month, in Daphne, and I was opening for this great tribute band, this Rumors, and it was they do Fleetwood Mac really great,
Uh-huh.
and we got a standing ovation twice. And then when we walked backstage and we finally got all of our stuff off the stage and we came back out, it was dark, and I walked through the middle of the crowd, 1,700 people, and they all started screaming again, and I was trying to hide just walking through. So I mean, I'm ready for the big crowd. I'm ready for the big
Wow.
stage. I'm happy to do
Hey,
it.
you've got that local, you've got the local crowd. Now we just got to get you branched out and get you everywhere else where you're live, and
Anywhere. Yeah, I'd love to
get
play
you
everywhere,
going.
really.
And I haven't, I do at some point, as a matter of fact, probably depending on where you're at around, May of next year, I may wind up heading down that way.
Well, hit me.
Yeah, definitely. Um, And we've got a good friend that's down there actually in Destin. That's an artist, Jessie Ritter. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Oh, we have a lot of mutual friends. I watched her video about. I think the name of the song is "The One Who Loves Loves the Most." Something like "The One Who Hurts the Least Wins" or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I love that song. I love that song.
yeah.
I'm writing with those guys that wrote that with her. I actually wrote a song 2 weeks ago with Troy Martin. He
Okay.
wrote a song. He wrote a couple hit songs for George Strait, number ones, and we wrote a song called "Blame It on the Whiskey," and it's going to be on the next album. I've already had the album almost done, but this song has got such a response that I called the producer and I was like, we got to add this to the album, even though we've already got 10 songs. And I think this song is jumping ahead of all the other songs. Blame It on the Whiskey. I wrote it with Troy Martin and Bobby Walcrup, and Bobby wrote on that song with Jessie Ritter. And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Jessie's a good personal friend of ours, and I was Jessie's very first radio interviewer.
Cool.
So yeah, our families, we have family friend. Yeah, I mean we're friends with her family, her mom, her grandma, her sister.
I haven't met her yet, but we have a lot of mutual friends and songwriter friends. Yeah.
She and her husband Brian are awesome. So when you get a chance, you can always tell them we said hi.
Okay, I will.
But so I mean, what do you feel like? I mean, I know you've been in Nashville to record, and being in Florida and all that. What is the major difference in the crowds in Florida and Nashville?
Well, honestly, where I play, not a lot. Not a big difference. I lived in Nashville for years and years and years. I
Mhm.
played close to, probably 1,000 times on Broadway. We
Right.
lived in Murfreesboro for 2 years. I played there on the square for 2 years. And I don't think I don't categorize people in the audience like that. I just think if they're having a good time and they respond, it's the same. I think people that respond to my music really just want to love They just want to have fun. They believe in, America, and they just country music and soul, and they're just passionate.
Mhm.
This crowd in here tonight, a lot of people are from New Orleans. A lot of people are from Texas. Some people from Georgia, and they come here, and I play my songs at this bar here in this restaurant, and they all. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from, really. For me, I think we can all find a moment of an emotion or a memory or a line in a song that we can all agree on. I love Nashville. I can't wait to be back and play there. I'm playing Whiskey Jam in Nashville October 25th, my
Okay.
first time. I'm so excited about that. I'm going to have a really all-star band playing with me, all the pros players, because it's Monday night, so I can get all
Right.
those big guys to come play with me when they're off. And I'm so thankful for all my friends in Nashville, the musician friends. I love Nashville. I think Florida, I think when you're in Florida, people are just automatically more on like vacation mode, even though in
Mhm.
downtown Nashville's vacation mode. I think Florida, we take vacation up a couple notches,
Right.
about 10 or 12.
Jack it up there to the highest extreme.
Yeah.
So after Might As Well Be Me, you had another single that you've released or getting ready to release. I know I listened to it on Spotify several times, and that's a song we're gonna kind of put that out there tonight for folks to hear.
Thank you.
And if you want to get on board and you want to check Dew Pendleton out, just like I said, go to Spotify, go to all
iTunes.
the streaming platforms,
And
iTunes.
go to YouTube and check out the 4 music videos I've put out to support this album.
There you go. That's a good
Were
thing.
really fun, great. So the Headache song, we recorded it in Nashville at the studio and then on the giant bridge there. And
Mhm.
then Hand Me a Beer, the next single, we did a giant pontoon trip over to Crab Island here in Destin.
Okay.
And it was a blast. We had 4 boats and Aloha Rentals. They give me the boats and I'm friends with them. And on a Wednesday, I just released that. And the Might As Well Be Me music video. I really had so much fun. We've got a bunch of plans for. Honestly, I just want to put a music video out for every song.
Right.
I really do.
It's more, I mean, the videos are a lot of fun. I love to watch videos and see how much fun you're having as you're, doing those.
Yeah, just expressing myself in this life. I love that.
Absolutely. So let's give them a taste of this is Hand Me a Beer, and this is Dew's latest single. Now, again, I'll remind you that we are being sponsored by Go-Go Tuners. They are the go-to tuners for professional and amateur musicians alike. Go check them out, gogotuners.com. So here is Dew Pendleton. This is Hand Me a Beer. It's on Before Nashville. We're introducing the country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today.
Sitting on a sandbar, toes in the cream. Daddy's on a grill, mama's on a drain. Kids in the water, it ain't been hotter all year. Ain't got no plans to be. Been working up a thirst, working that job. Now I'm working on my tan and there's corn on the cob. Ain't a cloud in the sky, it stays it's clear. Yeah, the weatherman is calling. The beer, cold as ice like the Rocky Mountains in the southern sky. Beer, y'all we doing it right. Could be a keg, a can, or a bottle. Honey, when we drink, we're going for a bottle. If you want to see this summer, just some gear. Hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh, hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh, sun goes down, stars come up. A ping pong ball with some Dixie cups. The undefeated champion standing right here. Even when you're losing, you're winning. For beer, cold as ice like like the Rocky Mountains in a southern sky. Beer, y'all, we're doing it right. Could be a keg, a can, or a bottle. Honey, when we drink, we go and full throttle. If you want to see this so much, just some gifts. Hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh, hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh. Hand me a brewski, werewolf killer, Tom Boy, Miller, time, little highlights.
Champagne and beer.
Could be a loaded Corona or a Bud Light. I like them both with a little bit of lime. Y'all give me keys, stay in tonight. Hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh, hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh, hand me a beer, beer, beer. Oh, hand me a beer, beer, beer. Y'all hand me.
Yeah.
All right, that's Dew Pendleton and Hand Me a Beer. And Tom, one of my faithful watchers here, he said, "What a voice!"
Thank you.
So, I mean, man, that is like, oh my gosh, that is a song that I cannot wait to see you do live with a full band because I bet you
Dude.
guys just rock it.
And when the crowd repeats after me, beer, 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 beer. That, see, look, so back to the stadium tour. That's
Uh-huh.
the song for the stadium tour, right?
Exactly. That's where you got 70,000 people screaming beer back at you.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing, man.
Funny. It's funny because that song almost didn't even make the album cut. And
Really?
then people, it just gets so much reaction live. People love screaming beer. People love drinking beer. A lot of my songwriter friends was like, I don't ever want to write a song about beer. And I was like, you've drank beer, bro. So let's just write a song about it.
Exactly.
Why not? I wrote that by myself, but I did have some help with ideas and such. Up on that bridge, I asked one of my bartender friends, I was like, can you give me a list of all the different ways to say beer or beer, like brewski, werewolf killer, So, and she wrote that down. And then, I mean, it's just been a fun song. It's been a fun song to play live.
It's one when it comes on and I'm listening in the truck, man. I crank it up. I don't care if I'm in town or on the highway, and
It's
put the
had
windows down.
on Spotify. It's got over 100,000 more plays than Might As Well Be Me.
Wow,
Over 100,000 more, and it's been out only a couple months.
that's crazy.
But, yeah, man.
That's amazing. But people, I mean, people love the kind of party songs, and then they like the ones that kind of bring you back to earth, like Might As Well Be Me, But it's a good one, especially coming into fall. I mean, that's what people want.
And it's feeling fall tonight. It feels so good out here. It's the first
time
we've had some relief of this heat and the rain. It's been the rainiest year in Florida I've ever experienced. I'm telling you what.
Wow.
So we're happy for fall.
Yeah. Well, we're ready to get our fire pit cranked up. We're going to start probably. It's supposed to be like, I think 46 tonight for the low, but then it jumps back up to 90 next week for the high. It's like, good grief.
It's always like that.
Yeah, like Mother Nature quit being fickle. So let me ask you a question because of that song and stuff. And I'm looking on Instagram tonight and looking at some different friends that I have in Nashville that are artists and, Walker Hayes, Fancy Life. They come out with a dance. And then now there's a Australian DJ that's remixed Neon Moon and they've got a dance for that now that people are doing on TikTok. And another buddy of mine, George Burge, just released a song, Beer, Beer, Truck, Truck. He's doing a dance. Do you see yourself doing a dance to any of your songs?
Well, I kind of do anyways, but I don't have anything choreographed. But speaking of Walker Hayes, I'll finally get to meet him here in November at the Muscle Shoals Songwriting Festival in North Alabama. I'm playing
Awesome.
from 3 to 4, and he's playing at 6, so I can't wait to meet him. But I did see his video. Of course, I knew him before this.
Mhm.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, if I end up writing some fun song, that, really begs for a dance, I'm down.
Yeah. Uh, you get somebody to. I mean, I'm not a dancer, so I couldn't choreograph anything.
I
But if
know
you know
part of
people
that song,
can.
and in fact, when I go back on here in a minute, it's one of the requests that's been waiting on me to come back and do. So fancy like Applebee's on a day night. I'll play it when I get back in there, and they all still dancing to it. But
Oh man, I got to see a video of that. Somebody's gonna have to video that and put it up on Facebook. That'd be awesome.
maybe
That would be killer. And so how late? I mean, it's 9:30 where you're at right now. You're about an hour ahead of me, right? So you're about 9:30, almost 20 till 10, something like that. A pretty good crowd out tonight. Is it looking?
yeah, it's looking pretty good over there. I don't know if you can tell.
Oh yeah. Well,
In fact, I got to go back on soon. The one guy's been pulling my weight for 30 minutes, but he's got riled up, so I can't wait to get back in there and jump on it.
Well, we won't keep you long, and we'll make sure to get you back over there. So schedule wise, is things looking pretty full for you over the next few months? Kind of hit and miss. Where you stand?
I've got, like I said, that big Songwriters Festival in November, Muscle Shoals. I'm looking forward to my first night at Whiskey Jam, October 25th in Nashville. That is like a dream come true, finally. I'm supposed to go back to Pigeon Forge and do another songwriters round at the Listening Cafe. And I've got some Mississippi dates coming up. I've got some South Florida dates. I'm trying to get back to Atlanta. Atlanta treats me really well. Georgia treats me just almost better than Alabama, where I'm from initially. But I miss Pittsburgh. Does that sound weird?
No, not at all.
I love Pittsburgh. I can't wait to go back to Pittsburgh. And yeah, I'm booked the rest of the month. I'll be playing in Pensacola. I'll be playing in Destin. I'll be playing in Panama City. I'll be playing Nashville and Columbus, Mississippi. And I think I do have one gig in Atlanta in December. So it's pretty full. It's pretty full.
Well, and Tom even asked if you had any Kentucky dates coming up. He's from
I do. I have a Kentucky date at November 13th at the Grand Hotel. It's right there in Bowling Green.
Okay.
I did this radio thing there, and I sung the national anthem at the big ball game there. And the place I stayed. If you want to come see me in Bowling Green, just find me on Instagram at Dew Pendleton on Instagram, or follow me on my Facebook at Dew Pendleton, and you'll see the date. And the bar has a piano up above, behind the bar, back on top of the cooler, up by the ceiling.
Wow.
So it's an insane, like, crazy place, and that's why I'm going to go play it, because I've never played on a mezzanine piano behind the bar. You know what I mean?
Wow, that sounds pretty cool.
It is cool.
I've never been to Bowling Green. I guess I'm going to have to go over there. I worked
They
in
treated me
Kentucky
so good in Bowling Green. They did.
Yeah. So you're in Nashville, October 25th. You said it's a Monday night.
Yeah.
All
And I'll
right.
be back in Nashville recording and working on this album still in the coming weeks, but I will be performing October 25th in Nashville at Whiskey Jam. Finally.
Okay. Well, I may have to put you down on my calendar and take Tuesday off and go down to Nashville that night and see if I can catch you live.
Nice.
It's only about a 4-hour trip, so it's not that far for us.
Cool.
And so that'd be awesome. And we're going to be there back in
45-minute flight if you
Right.
want to fly down.
Yeah, that's true. We can fly out of right here. It's I think they have a flight that goes to Nashville.
Good
So
deal.
we'll have to check into that and see. Or I can get a hold of my buddy at Muscle Shoals and just tell him, send your private plane up and take me to Nashville.
That's way better.
Yeah, don't have to mess with fighting elbows or nothing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna let you get back to your crowd. Thanks, man, for coming on. I really appreciate you taking time out from a gig to do this. I mean, I've never had
And
anybody do that.
I'm happy to do it. I'm so thankful that we got together tonight, because last week I was so bummed
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to next year for Freedom Jam, brother.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Freedom Jam this year did not work out, but next year we've got it. We're gonna get her done, and we've got Dew on the bill for that one, and we're gonna get him and the whole crew up here, and we're just gonna party it up,
Looking
man.
forward to it.
So, Dew, I'm gonna let you go, man. Check Dew Pendleton out, dewpendletonmusic.com. Check him out on all the streaming, also his social medias. You can find all that there at the website. And tell the crowd there, just
Thank you, bud.
give him a quick wave.
Thank you.
All right, Dew Pendleton, everybody, look at that crowd, man. Is that not amazing? Oh my gosh. Oh, look at there. All right, we're gonna let Dew get off here, and that was Dew Pendleton, and he's down in Destin, Florida, doing the show, so we didn't keep him as long tonight. But I'm grateful to him for hopping back on. And be sure to tune in. We've got more Before Nashville coming. And if you want to find out where Dew's at, just go to dewpendletonmusic.com. It's all right there. Y'all have a great night, and we will see you on the next go around, which hopefully will be Monday night. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.